Physical science students, welcome. Mr. Call here, giving you a quick breakdown and introduction for Lab 5A. You'll be doing this week, okay? This is an in-person lab, and so I want to walk you through the equipment that you'll need. This lab is called, what is a Newton? You're going to figure out what a Newton is. Don't freak out. A Newton is a new unit that we haven't taught you yet. For example, for mass, we use kilograms, right? For distance, we use meters. For time, we use seconds. Well, for force, we use newtons. All right, newtons are a unit that measure the strength of a force, a push or a pull. So today, what you're going to be doing is measuring the force of gravity as it pulls on different objects. So you'll notice at your desks, you have these little white cups, and they are filled with marbles. You should have 15 marbles, okay? And each of these marbles, for the most part, is going to be identical. They should all be pretty much the same, okay? Very pretty, very glass, very rolly. Please don't lose them, okay? The other thing you'll need is this other white cup that has the string attached to it. And it has the string attached to it so that as you add things to your little bucket, isn't this cute, right? You can add different marbles to the bucket, and you're going to be using this piece of equipment, this spring scale, to measure how hard gravity pulls on objects. Okay, now quick note for you here. This has two measurements on it. If I can bring this in real close. One side shows you newtons with N, right? And the other side shows you grams with G. Please listen, if you ignore this, it's going to throw off your lab. Please only measure newtons with the spring scale. Only measure newtons with the spring scale. Anytime the lab asks you for grams, I want you to use one of the digital scales that are on the counters around the room. Don't try and get grams from this. If you do, it'll throw off your numbers and you're going to lose a ton of points, people. Okay? So as marbles are added to the bucket, you'll use the hook on the bottom of the spring scale to measure how hard gravity is actually pulling on those items. And you're going to increase the marbles in here and look to see how it responds here, all right? And you'll be recording that information on your data table here. Now, that's the basic idea for the lab. One thing I will say, and I will ask our substitute and Miss Flora to make sure that you understand this as well. When you get to the part of the lab that asks you to create a graph, I don't want you to do that on paper. We're going to let technology work for us and do some of that work for us. In the daily deal on Canvas, I will post a link to a spreadsheet that you can enter your information into, and it will do a graph for you, okay? But you've got to go there. You have to know where to go and how to enter that data in. So please ask if you get stuck. But that's the basic idea of the lab. Now the cool part about this that I'll throw out right now, this procedure, this process you're going through could actually be used on any planet, on any moon, provided you didn't die from the atmosphere that was there, right? You could figure out the force of gravity anywhere in the universe using this same basic principle of increasing the number of items that are being pulled on a spring scale, and you essentially are going to be figuring out what the force of gravity is and the acceleration of gravity is here on planet Earth. Okay, good luck to you. Ask questions. We will discuss this lab later in the week.